Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Teleost TV. Today we're fishing High Point Lake for largemouth. We're probably going to be throwing some Texas rigs, maybe some jigs. May even see me throw a Carolina rig, which is not very common. We have a cold front that kind of moved in. I don't know if it'll help the fishing or make it worse because the water's been pretty warm. But with this cold front, they're only calling for a high of 80 today. It's still mid-August. And so, you know, they're caught for a cool breeze, so it should be comfortable fishing for me. But hopefully we can put a few fish in the boat. Hopefully we can get a few big ones. But we'll see what we can get. So I think to start off, I'm going to start with this, I guess this watermelon with blue flake with a electric blue tail lizard. Throw it around some of these deeper bluff shorelines and see if we can figure out what depth these fish are staying at, see how active they are. It's still morning, but I got out here a little bit later than I wanted. It's about 8 o'clock. I was hoping to be here about an hour ago. Right now I'm not seeing a whole lot as far as activity on the surface. With the stretch that we're getting ready to fish, I fished it a few times and there's usually holds some fish on it, so hopefully we can kind of figure out what's going on this lake and make a pattern and catch quite a few fish. So you know, when you fish these laydowns too, there's a methodical way what you want to approach these laydowns. You know, if there's a lot of fish in the area and you're fishing slow, start on the outside of those laydowns, fish the perimeter, and then slowly start working your way in. Because if you think there's multiple fish on that laydown, if you catch some of this fish off the outside edge of that laydown, you're potentially not going to put down those fish that are maybe deep back in the cover or right on the shoreline. So fish the outside edge first, see if you can catch a fish or two there, and then start working your way in, deeper into the cover. If you tend to go straight into the middle of the cover, the deepest part where you think that 10-pounder is going to lay, if you do hook something, even if it's a small one, you're potentially going to put down the whole tree or the whole laydown. And even if there are more fish on that tree, you're probably not going to catch them. So especially when it's a big kind of multiple laydowns or a big one in deep water, start with the perimeter and work your way in. Don't just go straight for the heart of the cover. You know, you might be able to catch a big one by going straight to the middle of that cover, but you may be able to catch multiple ones and big ones if you start from the outside and work your way in. So be methodical about how you approach your the different types of cover you fish, and even structure too. You know, when you're fishing a point, don't run right up on the point and throw right in the middle of the point. You know, kind of work the edges first, slowly work your way in. Because a lot of times sitting on that point, you know, the water may be a lot more shallow and the fish may be more subjective to noises from paddles, from electric trolling motors, outboards, and stuff like that. So you want to kind of get those fish, explore the perimeter before you go into the heart of any type of structure or cover. And that'll help you catch a few extra fish because you're not spooking as many. There he is. There he is. There he is. Woo! Nice one. Nice one to start the morning. Let's go ahead and put him in the net. Oh. Yeah, first one be in the net. And it's nice. Today is starting up. You see the hook set on that? I set the hook so hard it knocked his eyes sideways. All right, that's the way you want to start your day. Woo. All right, let's see if I can get all this stuff rearranged. But take your pictures quickly, measure them, take pictures, whatever you need, and then get them back in the water. Put this girl back in. Give her a little rest there at the surface. There she goes. Woo! Also, when you're fishing this deep cover and you make a good cast into the cover, especially with bait cast, it's sometimes easy to forget. Make sure you're letting out line so your lure will drop straight down, and try to watch your line as you do it, so you can look for any subtle hits as your lure is dropping. So when you feed line out, just don't start ripping it out uncontrollably. You know, kind of do it in a controlled, methodical manner so you can watch your line as it goes out and look for any type of inconsistencies or jumps or anything like that. So that way when you reel up, you already know that you might have a fish on there and you're more apt to get a good hook set on it. If you don't feed out line in this deep water on this cover, you'll throw in there and it looks like a good cast. If you click engage that reel, or you don't let line out, that lure is going to swing back toward your kayak away from the cover. So when you actually start to work your lure, you're already away from the cover and maybe out of that strike zone. So to take advantage of that great cast, make sure to feed line out, especially in this deep cover. Shallow cover, it's not as big of a deal, but this deep cover, you definitely want to feed out line so your lure drops straight down. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! All right, guys, this is a giant bass. Oh, this is giant. Oh, this is giant. Oh. Woo! Oh. Oh. Get out of this tree here. Woo! I don't think you guys were able to see much of that. Oh. Woo! Alright guys, check out that beast. Alright guys, 21.5 inches. Got on that 6-inch June bug lizard. It's kind of dark, interesting color. She's actually blind in one eye. Hard to tell from what, but we're gonna get her back in the water, make sure she's good, and see if we can get a bigger one. All right, here she goes. Give her a little while to catch her breath. There she goes. Woo! Awesome, dudes. And that fish was at 21.5 inches, that fish was pretty long, but it was actually quite skinny. So I would not be surprised if that fish that we just released had some type of infection. I don't know, you probably couldn't see it on the GoPro, but it really didn't have a very robust slime coating on it as well, and it looked like it was missing some gills. So unfortunately, I think that fish had some kind of disease, and that's the reason why it was so dark in color and was kind of on the skinny side. And that it may be a chronic infection that's a product of the spring spawn or something. It's just now catching up with them. A lot of infections in fish will be chronic and will progress very slowly depending on what type of infection it is. And it may be 6 months or 8 months after the fish is infected before it actually succumbs to any type of clinical symptoms. So even a sick fish may not have recently gotten sick. It could have been from spring or winter or something like that. There's a lot of slow-growing bacteria, and these fish being cold-blooded, a lot of times they don't progress very quickly. Also, if a fish has a subclinical infection, it could take a trigger, some kind of stress response, to trigger that disease to become clinical, where it actually shows symptoms of being sick. And that could be being caught by a fisherman, could be being hauled around a live well, could be a rapid drop or increase in temperature, could be some type of chemical contaminant, environmental contaminant. It's really hard to say. Any kind of stress could really trigger a subclinical infection to manifest into a clinical disease. Number 3, little guy. Alright, so I'm back down, further down the lake, actually where we, just up from where we started this morning. I'm going to fish back around, fish the same water I did this morning. That's where I've had the best luck so far, so I want to give it another round, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then we'll go to the other side of the lake, which I've never fished before, and see if we can find any deeper water and try to duplicate what we've been catching our fish off of. There he is. Not very big, but it's a bass. A bass is a bass. Some are just better than others, but they're all good. Alright. See if we can got a little bit on the smaller side right here. So I got a lot of fight in him. Get him back in the water. That's the 2 smaller ones we've caught have been come out of shallow water. The 2 bigger ones we caught came out of deep water, so I think that might be a sign, but these smaller ones are fun to catch until we get to that deep water. Oh, that one gave us an extra jump on the release. Oh, that's fun. Alright, see if we can get that 20-incher now. Yeah, I recently made the switch with my spinning reels to start fishing with Penn spinning reels. They're designed for saltwater, but these Penn Clash reels are super light and I think work perfectly for bass fishing. The drag is super smooth, and it's taken me a little while to get used to that, because a lot of my other spinning reels, you would tend to get a little bit of a, you would have to kind of come over the mountain, so to speak, before your drag would kick in. And there's no anti-reverse on this reel. My older reels, I would flip on that anti-reverse and use it for a second with a lot of my, there's another one, with a lot of my fish. And I just don't have to do it with these Penn reels.
Woo! A little bit bigger. He's back in the water. Let's see if I can just lift that guy. Oh, he's all right, there we go. Now he's hooked a little bit deep. I was talking to you guys and didn't realize he was on there for a second. There we go. Get out. See if he swims off here. There he goes. No worse for the wear. Now, I grabbed my line a few times with the pliers there, so I am going to have to retie. I'm almost certain of that. So let's go ahead and do that. There he is. Oh! That fish hit as soon as I threw in there. Oh, I lost it. Actually, I got a scale on my hook. Yes. Check that out. I got like 3 scales on my hook tip. Chances it's a good chance that he hit my lizard but didn't get the hook in his mouth, and I end up snagging him somewhere. There he is. Woo! Little better one this time. Little better one this time. Still not the 20-inch we're looking for, but a little bit better than those last couple we caught. All right. About 14 inches. See what he goes. There he goes. Alright guys, with that cast I think we're going to call it a day. We had a decent day today, caught 7 bass, lost 1. 1 decent bass, 21.5 inches. But anyway, if you liked watching this video, make sure to check out other videos from Teleost TV, and make sure to subscribe while you're there. And until next time, be safe, see you out on the water. Thanks for watching.